Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. That was a hell of a cliffhanger to leave out on. You know, just walking off into the frozen tundra of the unknown with, you know, Aang in the, the spirit world being carried on his back. I mean, Jesus, what a way to end it. I mean, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in the last episode. I mean, the whole thing with Sokka and Yue, Sokka meeting up with Yue's fiance, and then of course, there's the whole Siege of the North, the namesake of these episodes, which the Fire Nation is now inside the North Pole, and of course, Zuko finally getting his hands on Aang and seems to be taking him somewhere. I'll be damned. There's a lot of stuff to sort through and a lot of stuff to sift through and to get to this. And here we are at the season finale of Book 1. This is it. This is it for the end of Season 1. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching out there who have not seen this yet, Micah, Nick, hold on to your butts. It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Zuko can't have gotten far. We'll find him. Aang's gonna be fine.
That wouldn't be too hard to find.
Nah.
I was gonna say, at least he's leaving a trail.
Where you don't got snowshoes.
Sorry to disturb you. I just really need to find the moon and the ocean spirits.
Go away.
Oh.
Rude.
Perhaps that thing will help you. Chase it. Finally.
Hello, Aang.
Roku.
What's up, Roku? Hell, that's a gaping hole.
Shelter.
The ocean and the moon are ancient spirits. They crossed over from the spirit world to the mortal world very near the beginning. There is only one spirit I know of who is old enough to remember. They call him the Face Stealer. When you speak with him, you must be very careful to show no emotion at all.
You're like my sister. Everything always came easy to her. She's a fire-bending prodigy.
Damn.
That's pretty cool.
If we don't defeat the water tribe before the full moon rises, they will be undefeatable.
I assure you, I have everything under control.
Admiral Choi! Prepare to meet your fate.
Zhao, dumbass.
Way to go.
Saying,
Whee!
years ago, the identity of the moon.
I like how they don't even talk about that. He just goes straight back into what he was talking
Young
about.
lieutenant serving under General Shu in the Earth Kingdom. I discovered a hidden library, moon and ocean. I knew then that these spirits could be found and killed.
You're just a curly-tailed blue nose.
Welcome,
Thank you.
my old friend the Avatar. One of your previous incarnations tried to slay me, maybe 800 or 900 years ago.
It was something about stealing the face of someone you loved.
It's pretty creepy.
Don't worry.
No shit.
Zuko can't be getting too far in this weather.
Need to find the moon and the ocean.
Their spirit names are Twee and La. Push and pull. Oh, you think you need their help. Actually, it's quite the other way around.
Someone is going to kill them!
Moon and ocean have always circled each other in an eternal dance. They balance each other. Yin and young.
Careful with your face there.
The koi fish!
Uh-oh.
I must be going now.
We'll meet again.
I need to get back to the physical world.
A friend is here to guide you back.
Hey, bye!
Hey.
What's up, buddy? Well, it's nighttime. You know what that means. Woohoo! Cutting steel. My man.
Hell yeah.
Water gone.
We'll be following this map to a very special location.
I like it when Fire Soldier in the back, he gets covered by it. He's just
We're
like,
going.
hey, bye.
But using Hyper Beam.
Good riddance.
Where's my body?
Follow it.
Look, that's gotta be Aang!
At least it was easy for him to find his body again.
Won't be enough to escape.
How about this?
A rematch?
Trust me, Zuko. It's not gonna be much of a match.
Hey,
Put him
this is
down.
some quality rope. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Let's bring the guy who's constantly trying to kill us.
Oh, crap.
Damn it, Chow.
Holy crap.
Dang, not only did it make it not as strong, but it just turned it off, it looks like.
I owe the moon spirit my life.
What do you mean?
When I was born, I was very sick and very weak. He brought me to the oasis and placed me in the pond. My dark hair turned white. I opened my eyes and began to cry.
I am a legend now. Get it off! Get it off!
Destroying the moon won't hurt just the water tribe. It will hurt everyone.
He is right, Tao. General Iroh, why am I not surprised to discover your treachery?
I'm no traitor, Zhao. The Fire Nation needs the moon too. Whatever you do to that spirit, I'll unleash on you tenfold. Let it go now!
Wow. Whoa. Fuck.
He didn't just... Boom! Iroh's fucking him up, dude. Yeah. Yeah, you better run.
There's no hope now. It's over.
No, it's not over.
Whoa.
It's the actual water spirit.
Uh-huh. Call down the Thunderbolt. Now you got it.
You're alive? You're the Blue Spirit, an enemy of the Fire Nation. You freed the Avatar.
I had no choice.
I'm loving the use of the
It's
color
too late.
palettes with
Yeah.
everything in gray except for the bending. And
You have been touched by the moon spirit.
Maybe I can give it back.
No! You don't have to do that.
It's my duty, Sokka.
No! She's gone.
Well. Damn.
Goodbye, Sokka. I'll always be with you.
Please tell me Iroh is about to straight up join their group for the rest of the series.
It can't be!
And for your future, a watery grave.
Decided to go to the South Pole. Some other benders and healers want to join me. It's time we helped rebuild our sister tribe.
He still needs to learn waterbending.
Well, then he better get used to calling you Master Katara.
Surprised that you are not at this moment trying to capture the Avatar.
I'm tired.
Then you should rest.
You too, Momo.
Come here.
Iroh is a traitor, and your brother Zuko is a failure. I have a task for you.
Meet the fucking #1 cunt of this show.
Azula. Azula is her name, and is Zuko's younger sister. She's a prodigy, and she is ruthless.
Yeah, fucking crazy bitch.
Yes, and
I like how they literally just made her up during this episode too. She's
no,
not
she's
been mentioned a single time.
Yes, she has.
She got mentioned once.
She's been mentioned a few times. She was mentioned whenever we saw the Agni Kai between the Fire Lord and Zuko.
Yep, she was there.
She was there. She was actually cheering for her father to burn her brother. I mean,
yeah, I don't.
I mean, I feel like when you're the Agni
I feel like she was shown and she was cheering, like maybe, but it was not mentioned who she was.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But
it's not a single
but
time
you
mentioned he
see-
had a sister before
It's
this
a
episode.
setup for the next season. Is what it is.
yeah, it's mentioned that she has, like, she's been mentioned in the past. She's been mentioned, I think, first time, and
I don't know, because like,
episode,
technically I've watched everything we've watched twice now, and I haven't heard it before now that I.
This is the first time I really caught that he was like she was a prodigy. And
Yeah. It doesn't say anything about her in the other
Well,
episode, so you are right.
It's a hint. Well, they've hinted that he has a sister throughout.
Well, yeah,
I
but
just haven't
here,
heard him say that at all.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, here's the thing: you don't notice it until they want you to. Like right here, they just came out and flat out said it. Whereas when you go back,
it is they did not come out and flat out say it a single time before right now.
Whereas now, when you go back, if you go back and actually look at the previous episodes, you'll notice, oh, that's her. Oh, they mentioned her there too. Okay. So where I've seen this a couple times, I know what to look for.
Zuko went out of his way to bring her up, talking to himself with the unconscious avatar, so you knew it was going to be important.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, but they're not like overly like forward with it. Like they honestly, he told a good comparative story because he thinks Aang has had it easy.
Well, it's just,
and that's one thing I think he has against Aang.
Justification for his angst.
Yeah. Well, every one of us has a sibling rivalry in some way. Me and my sister was always like the apple of my parents' eye. She was in advanced placement. She was all the way up until high school. Then after she left high school, and my parents never forgot that. Me, on the other hand, I was okay all the way up until like 4th or 5th grade, and then after that, I fell apart, and I didn't get my shit together until I was 25. So that goes to show you with that. I was the only kid in my class to graduate without honors. That shows, if that tells you anything. Everyone had the little gold stamp on their diploma. I had a silver one.
I really don't have any sibling rivalries because, well,
you and Kathan are both like musicians.
Yeah,
and
we're not rivals in any sense.
But
though. Like we get along
no,
great.
no. There's
my brother's like one of my best friends. Yeah, he does his weird shit sometimes, but he's like my best friend. So,
but to a certain degree, there's the thing with certain parents out there who cherry pick their children to a certain degree. For instance, we're watching My Hero Academia, and Endeavor, who's like the second biggest hero in the world, cherry picked his son Todoroki to be like the next step in terms of like the more perfect hero. Like, who would be the perfect hero?
They literally like arranged marriage a girl with ice powers to him because he has fire power, so they could combine them, and then they had a bunch of kids, and Todoroki was like the only complete 50-50 split of fire and ice. So then he decided he's going to be like the next greatest hero and surpass.
I think my brother don't have any rivalries because we're 12 years apart. That's
another big thing.
That's a big thing too. So it was like I wasn't just, growing up with him, whatever. I pretty much raised him, except 12 years older.
See, like, me and my sister, like, I don't know if you would call it a rivalry, but she still lives at my parents' house, and she's, like, 18 years older than me.
Yeah.
And she consistently decides to be a bitch just for no reason at all. And she hasn't in a while, but it's because I basically just stopped talking to her. Like, I've not given her the opportunity to be a bitch.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of started being quiet when she's around, just because I've gotten fucking tired of like hearing shit from her.
Yeah.
But like I kind of have this thing where I'm like, I'm gonna move out and like have my shit like more together than her before she does, basically.
Well, you already do to certain degrees, because you like whenever you do decide to move into here. I mean, I've told you, that one room up there is yours. We just got to get a lamp in there for you.
Well, like, as of right now, I don't have anything on her at all because she has a full-time job and health insurance and everything. So I mean,
health insurance is overrated.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to others.
No.
I
don't. I stopped comparing myself to my sister a while back. Like, that's one thing, because my parents for the longest time still held like her in higher regard. And now it's completely switched dynamics. Now my mom absolutely is just like sometimes dreads when my sister calls, because she knows my sister's going to want something from her. But whenever I call my mom, it's just like, hey, you want to go hang out, or you want to go watch a movie, or hey, you need me to come up and help you with stuff? And I always try and help my mom because, she's
your mom.
She's my mom. Whereas my sister, on the other hand, I mean, she's always expecting my mom to do something for her. Because, oh my God, I got 3 kids, therefore you owe me something. No, that's not how that works. But yeah, I've complained about that in the past. But your thing that you were talking about earlier, like you want Iroh to join up with them now. Here's the thing: Iroh's loyalty is not to the Avatar or Katara or anything like that. His loyalty is to Zuko. He wants to help raise Zuko to be a better person. As you've noticed throughout this season, he's tried to act as more of a father to Zuko than his real father, the Fire Lord, ever was. And I think, and you also heard him mention his son in the previous episode as well, and how because of his experience with his son, he sees Zuko as his own. Because in one hand, they're both disgraced. On one hand, they're both, they're both like the disregarded child over the other. Because keep in mind, Iroh is the Fire Lord's brother. Imagine how much of a factor that is. You are the brother to the most powerful person in the world, and you're often seen as a failure by everyone. Zuko's in the same boat because he's the disgraced prince, and he has a permanent reminder of that on his face forever. And it's one person. Zuko is seeking out honor. He's trying to go out and take honor for himself, and Iroh sees how he can try and direct him and push him in the right direction, but also
I was just hoping maybe that was going to be some sort of turning event where Iroh like became a traitor and killed all those guards and everything, and or at least decommissioned them, you know.
Well,
and
well,
then
you saw
like
him.
maybe
You
he
went
was.
fast.
You'll see what happens.
Maybe he was somehow going to convince Zuko and be like, "Look, the Avatar and his friends are on the track to like keeping the world
balance
in one piece, basically, and it should be obvious to you at this point that the Fire Nation wants nothing more than to destroy it." And like, what is the point in seeking honor with a nation that just wants to destroy the world? You know,
well, in truth, it's because that's all Zuko's ever known. That's literally all he has ever known. All he's known is honor and pretty much just trying to make your way in the world and prove to others how powerful you are. Because when it came, like, we saw when he was in the Agni Kai with his father, I mean, it's just all about who's more powerful. Who's the one willing to do what is necessary to win.
It just does seem like major hacks, though, that to like end waterbending for all time, you just have to kill a fish. Like, I mean,
well, nobody knew about that.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, he only got that because he was a bunch of stolen ancient scrolls.
Yeah.
When they destroyed the southern waterbending tribe. So, and only he really knew about it. Like nobody else did. And of course, they have like some sacred stuff. Pretty much all the nations are gonna have like their sacred pieces that go back to it. You've already seen the Airbenders.
Yeah, you saw their temple that whenever Aang opened the door, it had the.
And then now you saw the water one. You haven't seen the other ones yet, but
there's still two. And in the next one, the predominant kingdom we're going to be in the next one is the largest one by far, the Earth Kingdom.
And that's actually, Ba Sing Se is the only battle that General Iroh lost.
Yes. He pretty much conquered.
And that's why he's not like an active. He retired.
Yeah, after the siege of Ba Sing Se, which
lasted, they said, a long time, right?
Yeah, I think 10 years. A 10-year siege. Could you imagine? That would be exhausting.
I mean,
but again, I mean, I'm glad you all liked this, and we will now be moving on into Book 2, The Earth Kingdom. And I can't wait for you all to see some of the stuff that's in that, because it is quite possibly I'm not gonna say it's the greatest, because there's still season 3, but this season, I would give this season easily like an 8.5 out of 10. The next season, season 2, I'd give like a 9.5 out of 10.
And then season 3 is a 10.
I would make that argument too.
Yeah.
Because
are there only 3?
Yes.
Fuck, I thought there were 4 because I thought there was one for each element.
No.
Well, there can't be really one for air because there's no more airbenders.
I just figured he was gonna like learn the 3 elements, and then the last one was gonna be like the Book of Air, and it was gonna be like the whole final like.
Well, he's technically an airbending
and
master
everything.
because he's the only airbender. So
yeah, the thing is, the reason for that was that they tried to get a 4-season push, but they told them no, you only get 3 seasons.
That sucks.
Well, but after that, after they did season 2 and season 3, Nickelodeon pretty much came to him and says, "We will give you anything, just make more of this." And they did. They made Legend of Korra, and to a lot of people,
I'm actually wanting to rewatch Legend of Korra again.
I
love Legend of Korra.
I've
heard mixed things on that.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's not quite as good.
It's not
as
for
the
everybody.
original series, but it'll do. I mean, but it's
some people that I know that love this series said that they watched like part of Legend of Korra and they just couldn't stay into it and had to give up on it.
I'll say this: the first season to me is probably the most cohesive with this, and then after that, it does go its own direction, which I can respect, but at the same time, it's nowhere near as engrossing as this series. This series, to me, is probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, animated series that has ever been produced in the United States.
And you just have
in my opinion.
Even though it's like the same universe and you're going to see a lot of familiar faces in Legend of Korra, it is a completely different series, you know.
Yeah, in terms of
look at it as
in terms of feel, in terms of like setting,
because
a lot of stuff
every
changes.
Every Avatar cycle could be rewritten, you know, at a different time and place and time, you know.
Well, And you got to think the next one in the cycle is water, which after Aang passes away, it goes to water, which, you've seen that there's plenty of waterbenders out there, and it's pretty much up in the air as to who it's going to be. But we know from the name of the show, Korra, and you'll see how if we go to Legend of Korra. I mean, if you all want to go with Legend of Korra, we can do that. But for right now, I just
get to season 3, then decide.
Yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this was Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chapter 20, the finale.
End of the books.
The end of the book. We are closing this book, and we are opening up the new one, Book 2, Earth Kingdom, which we will hopefully continue the next time you all see us. So, as for that, until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you all in the next one, everybody. Peace out. Yip, yip!